Welcome to L Rated, and today we're rolling out the red carpet for the 35th anniversary of one of the most iconic romantic comedies of all time, Pretty Woman. Directed by Garry Marshall, this 1990 fairy tale flipped the script on Cinderella, sprinkled in some Beverly Hills glam, and gave us a story that made audiences laugh, swoon, and fall head over heels for Julia Roberts. Now, this movie is beloved by a lot of people, and I totally get it. So, no hate in the comments. I'm just here to give you my honest take on a film that's charming, complicated, and iconic all at once. So, what's the story? Edward, a mega rich businessman from New York, is in LA for a big corporate deal. After breaking up with his girlfriend over the phone at a party, he takes off in his lawyer's car, despite clearly having no idea how to drive stick, and gets lost in Hollywood. That's where he meets Vivian, a newbie prostitute with a quick wit, magnetic energy, and a serious flossing habit. She hops in to help him get to his hotel and ends up spending the night in his penthouse suite. In the morning, after a hilariously awkward breakfast and one of the worst Prince sing-alongs in cinema history, Edward offers her a deal: stay with him for a week, attend business events with him, and basically play the part of his elegant companion. She agrees. Vivian tries shopping for a proper outfit, but gets turned away by snobby saleswomen, until Bernard, the classy hotel manager played by Hector Elizondo, swoops in like a fairy godfather to help her reinvent herself. As the week goes on, they grow closer, and somewhere between the opera, the rooftop views, and shared vulnerabilities, they realize they might be falling for each other. Let's talk about the star of the show, Julia Roberts. I mean, come on, you don't just watch this movie, you fall in love with her. She's got charm, heart, and that contagious laugh. She makes Vivian feel real, lovable, and full of life. Richard Gere plays Edward with a stone-faced intensity that slowly melts as the story unfolds. He's stiff, calculated, but believable, and there's something fun about seeing him play the straight-laced guy, especially when you remember that 10 years earlier he played a male prostitute in American Gigolo. That's right, the guy who once got paid for love now pays for it. Their chemistry? It's not fireworks, but it works, largely because Julia brings the spark. And shout out to Hector Elizondo. The man is pure class. Every scene he's in, he adds warmth, dignity, and subtle humor. Honestly, he's the fairy godfather of this film. Jason Alexander is really good at playing slimy. He plays Edward's sleazy lawyer here, and let's just say, he's not winning anyone over. And then there's the shopping montage, the music, the red dress, the revenge visit to the boutique.
Big mistake. Big. Huge.
Iconic. Total romantic comedy royalty. All right, now let's talk tone. Pretty Woman tries to be a fairy tale, and in many ways, it is. But there's no denying the setup. A wealthy man hires a prostitute to be his week-long plus one. That's a bold move for a romantic comedy. It's dressed up in glamour and charm, but the power dynamic is very real. It's part of what makes the movie fascinating and a little hard to fully embrace for me. Still, it does have heart. Edward learns to care. Vivian begins to see her own worth. They both evolve, and honestly, some of the best moments are when they drop the roles they're playing and just talk like two people figuring out who they are. But if I'm being real, it's not a story I personally connect with. The setup is a little too awkward for me to buy into the fantasy. I respect the film, the performances, but the message doesn't quite click. And I gotta say, I'm glad Garry Marshall later remixed this into The Princess Diaries. Same glow-up energy, but with a message I'd be way more comfortable showing to my daughters. So is Pretty Woman worth watching? Absolutely. Whether you love it or side-eye it a little, there's no denying its place in rom-com history. Julia Roberts shines so bright in this role, it's impossible not to be drawn in. The fashion, the music, the over-the-top fantasy of it all, it's pure early 90s magic. For me, personally, it's not the kind of love story I gravitate toward, but I can't deny how much people love it. And hey, falling in love with Julia Roberts for 2 hours? Not the worst way to spend an evening. That's it for today's review. What do you think of Pretty Woman? Still a classic? A little dated? Or maybe both? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a review. And until next time, stay classy, don't forget to floss, and always stay rated.